Now on Denver 7 News at 5 a.m., 3 down, 1 to go.
How did that not go in?
It did. It did go in.
It did?
It did.
We did! He scores! Nazem Kadri!
Yeah, a little uncertainty there in overtime, but now the Avs are heading back to home ice for Game 5. And the return of the Stanley Cup Final to Denver means a boost for business. One restaurant needs help keeping up.
He's definitely capable of going from one station to the next, delivering dishes, delivering food.
The robot relief using groundbreaking technology, and an Avs player called the team's good luck charm. How you can help her achieve her dream of seeing Game 5 live at Ball Arena. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's an exciting day here. I'm Nicole Brady.
And I'm Brian Sanders. Good morning to you once again from Tampa. I'm ready to get back to Denver and hopefully watch the Avs hoist the Stanley Cup. Everything is packing up here at Amalie Arena, and it's just the seagulls and squirrels that are here picking up the trash from a huge Lightning fan watch party at Thunder Alley, but it was the Avs fans in the end who were huddled up here chanting, "We want the cup, we want the cup." And so they will get that chance Friday night. And Lisa, I'm sure, happy to leave the humid air of Florida and get back to Colorado.
I bet your skin is glistening though, Brian. You come back here and everything just dries back up. Beautiful start to our morning. Take a look here from Lyman, our Vero wireless camera out east. It's going to be a bright sunrise. We're under a mostly sunny sky, but what a fun and fabulous morning to wake up here in Denver after that win. Take a look at the hourly planner. We're in the 50s and 60s right now. We're going to get into the low to mid 70s here by about 9 o'clock, and then warm well into the 80s this afternoon. In fact, highs are going to be right around 90 to about 92 in Denver. Pretty warm afternoon. Evergreen, you're going to be in the upper 70s, near 80 for the foothills today. Boulder this afternoon, a high of 88. Futurecast does show, though, more wet weather on the way. Today, mainly for the mountains. Tomorrow, we're going to see a better chance of some of this rolling east tomorrow afternoon. We'll take a look at that and our risk of any severe weather coming up here in just a few minutes.
And right now, we have some overnight construction and a wreck out to the west side of town. So yesterday, we had those huge delays with westbound I-70 with the paving that ran late. You can see some of the delays right now, not really long lasting, right after the Buffalo Herd overlook heading over Evergreen Parkway. But that paving is still in place right now, so we'll see how that plays out. Nothing like yesterday right now. The other problem spot is over to the west side of town. It's on westbound I-70 between Harlan and Wadsworth. It's right in here at that curve. So when you look at the camera, you can see where the crash is, and everybody's having to get over to the right. The problem is there's really no traffic delay, so folks are screaming in here at 65 miles an hour, slamming on the brakes, and then trying to get around this area over there to the right. It's a rollover crash that's still being cleaned up out there, but no delay again. The rest of the drive looks just fine for you, whether it's 6th Avenue, north side, east side, all looks pretty nice for you right now.
The Avs are coming home. The team, of course, has a chance to lift the Stanley Cup for the first time in 21 years at Ball Arena after Game 5 Friday night. We have team coverage this morning. Our Micah Smith is looking at how businesses are getting ready for another surge of hockey fans. Let's start with Brian Sanders in Tampa this morning. Brian, what a way to win it last night.
An epic overtime finish. This game had ups and downs and highs and lows and twists and turns, but in the end, it was the Avalanche that came out with a 3-2 overtime win, giving them a 3-1 series lead. Let's take you back through some of the spectacular and strange moments. 36 seconds into the first period, goalie Darcy Kemper's helmet was knocked off, and the Lightning scored first. And then early in the second, Gabe Landeskog and Nate McKinnon teamed up and were able to tie it up with a power play goal. It was McKinnon's first goal of the series. Early in the third, it was tied at 2, and then in overtime, the comeback kid, Nazem Kadri, who hasn't played since June 4th with that thumb injury, was able to sneak in the winning goal. And it was even we didn't know if it had gone in or not. It took a little bit of time, but in the end, this was his moment to shine.
Roller coaster of emotions, just thinking I was done, and then, having a sliver of hope, and sitting here right now is it's kind of surreal. So, I just was excited to join the team again and be in the dressing room, and, this is what I've been waiting for my whole life.
Yeah, what a moment for him. He's an all-star. Obviously, the Avs were happy to have him back. Tampa Bay head coach John Cooper argued the goal shouldn't have counted, though, claiming the Avs had too many men on the ice, 6 men on the ice, as McKinnon was trying to make his way to the bench. But after further review, the NHL and the 4 officials on the ice confirmed that was not the case. So a little bit of controversy and then some heated emotions after the game. Meanwhile, celebration obviously from Avs fans from McGregor Square to Ball Arena back in Denver. They were cheering on another huge win, the chance to hoist the Stanley Cup on home ice now on Friday night. As people were leaving the Ball Arena watch party, we heard them cheering. Yeah, not just great for fans, obviously, but for businesses as well. They're looking forward to Game 5 on Friday back in Denver. Denver 7's Micah Smith joins us because one restaurant is actually using some new technology to keep up with the bigger crowds.
Brian, Tom's Watch Bar and Restaurant here at McGregor Square is actually using a robot server. Stay with me. This robot is capable of bringing customers their food and a lot more. Now, Tom's Watch Bar says they've been dealing with the labor shortage like a lot of restaurants around here. And when you add in the huge business they're doing due to the Stanley Cup final, they needed a little help. So the robot is going to be stepping in to help servers on days when the crowds are big and it's tough to keep up with demand for food and drinks. We talked to Tom's Watch Bar operating partner Rafik Tukhanovich while engineers were programming the robot, and we asked him, will this robot eventually replace human employees? He said absolutely not. This is not a cost-saving measure, but a tool to help their employees when the restaurant is packed like it was last night. We also asked Tukhanovich if the robot will be able to move around during standing room only days, and his answer was yes.
We have pretty strict ADA regulations, and that robot essentially follows that lane, right? And it has great maneuvering capabilities. I believe it has a 180-degree radius, so it senses any kind of motion and change.
Now, Tukhanovich says the restaurant is under a non-disclosure agreement with the company behind this technology, so they can't tell us who made this. The robot also doesn't have a name yet, but there's an employee contest going on, so we should have one very soon. If you want to see this robot in action, I've been told he's on the schedule for the rest of the week. He'll be on duty, and you can check him out hopefully on Friday when the Avs bring home that Stanley Cup. Reporting live, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you, Micah. And from back here at Thunder Alley in Tampa, ready to wrap things up and get back home to Denver and hopefully be celebrating once again tomorrow night, Nicole.
Yeah, we're ready to have you back here. Ready for a parade, too. Thank you, Brian. If you want to see Game 5 live in person, we checked Ticketmaster. The cheapest tickets are about $1,200, and that's before processing and fees. And, of course, keep in mind these are tickets on the very top level. Denver 7 is your home for Stanley Cup coverage. We'll start tomorrow morning early again with our pregame show starting at 5:30 p.m. Of course, you can watch the game here on Denver 7, followed by our postgame coverage. The mother of a man killed in Old Town Arvada last year is speaking out after filing a lawsuit against the Arvada Police Department's chief and an officer. Kathleen Boland says her son, Johnny Hurley, died because of unlawful use of force. Hurley had used his own concealed gun to shoot a gunman who had killed Officer Gordon Beasley. Moments later, though, Hurley was shot by Officer Craig Brownlow. The First Judicial District ruled Officer Brownlow's actions were justified. The officer has since resigned from the department. Boland says she wants to see policy changes.
They need to up their game. When people were allowed to carry concealed weapons, I'm sure that made things more difficult for the police. So they needed to, I don't know how their training may have been different to meet that new circumstance, but they need to announce themselves and give the Good Samaritan a chance.
In a statement, Arvada police said they're not considering any changes to their protocol. The department said the lawsuit mischaracterizes and omits information and said it has the potential to compromise officer safety. Secretary of State Jenna Griswold is appointing a special election supervisor to oversee the rest of the primary in Pueblo County. Her office received 7 formal complaints alleging ballot mistakes there. They've found at least 2 errors on the ballot so far. New ballots were sent out ahead of the Tuesday deadline. This is the 3rd county to receive a supervisor for the primary. It could be the last gasp for Juul, the threat the vape pen maker is now facing from the FDA. And if you're an XL customer, prepare to pay more. The surcharge you'll soon see on your bill, and why.